1. Hello there, guys. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Banerjee Reviews. It's been a long time since we have done a video, and I am here with my friend Arijit here. So, how are you, Arijit? First of all,
Yeah, fine, Sonak. After a tremendous series out there, India versus Australia, India versus England, and the road safety out there, India legends winning it, the champions, pretty much fine. What about you, Sonak?
absolutely, Arijit. So, yeah, Arijit. So, who all are watching this? Do press the like button because it will help me reach the people out there. So getting into the first, we'll talk about the England T20 series that just went by. So there are many things that happened in the series. We lost the first match, then we won the second match, and then we lost the third match. We won the fourth match, and we again won the fifth match to win the series. So there were a lot of positive and negatives going on in the whole series. So talking about both positive and negative of the series. So Arijit, first of all, what was the biggest positive that you saw from the series from India versus England T20 series?
Uh, it's a little bit difficult to distinguish which is the biggest positive, but I do feel there were plenty of positives from this series coming up. Perhaps 6 or 7 positives. But among which a few notable ones and a few crucial ones being Hardik Pandya as an all-rounder. I think that is one of the best thing that India have got. Through from this series. Then Virat Kohli's form. Everyone was talking about Virat Kohli. What's happened to Kohli. It's been long. He's scored a century, though he hasn't scored a century yet. But his form, he's once again back in that Virat Kohli flow. And as I mentioned about Hardik Pandya, I think it was really important. See, if you look at any successful team, if you look at the 1983 World Cup winners, India, they had a Kapil Dev, a crucial all-rounder. If you look at 2011 World Cup for India, they had Yuvraj Singh, who played a role of a crucial all-rounder. And similarly, so and there were many, much more. If you look at the World Cup which Pakistan won, they were Imran Khan, who played a crucial role. So I think, for to win any tournament, you need to have a very good all-rounder. Hardik Pandya, I think, coming in as an all-rounder, he's bowling well, he's batting well. I think that is really one of the best positives. And apart from them, yes, always there are a few more positives, such as Shardul Thakur, coming out as a terrific death of a bowler, keeping his nerves quite well. And then Surya Kumar Yadav and Ishan Kishan, what a brilliant found they were. And it's absolute pleasure to watch both of them bat. Rohit Sharma continuing with his form, and one of the best things that I liked, is that Shreyas Iyer, man, he's become that versatile Shreyas Iyer. According to me, if you look at carefully, Sonak, Shreyas Iyer is one of those batsmen who generally bats at one down or second down, or at times he has also opened for Delhi Daredevils. So, and after scoring 65 odd runs in the first T20, he's all of a sudden pushed down the order, and still in the fourth T20 he played tremendously well. He scored 36 from 17 or 16 odd deliveries. I think that was a tremendous innings. And generally what happens is, for any cricketer who is in good form, sometimes going down the order might hamper their form. So that is one of the best positives, I feel. What about you, Sonak? Anything you would love to add?
Yeah. We will be talking about all these things that you said in detail. So my one of the biggest positives that I felt from this series was Virat Kohli opening, because as we saw Virat Kohli open in the last ODI, we had the luxury of playing another bowler that gave us a 6 bowling option as well. So in the coming World Cup, I wouldn't be surprised if Rohit and Kohli do decide to open together. That would be very harsh on KL Rahul, I understand, because he had a fantastic 2019, 2018, 2020 as well. So that was a brilliant year for him. But unfortunately, if you see, if KL Rahul plays and Kohli comes at 3, we have to play only 5 bowling options. And we also missed Jadeja in the series. We didn't have Bumrah as well. So that affected a lot coming into the series. But if you see properly, the combination with Kohli playing at the top of the order just changes the whole dynamic of the team.
Absolutely.
And if we talk about the furthermore, if I wanted to add something more to your things, that would be Bhuvaneshwar Kumar.
Absolutely. I just
We
missed it
all
out,
saw
man.
Bhuvaneshwar coming back. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Bhuvaneshwar Kumar coming back to his old Bhuvaneshwar Kumar form, the economical bowling in the start of the order, bowling very beautifully at depth as well. So someone I have always admired and admired of his swing. I always said that due to the pace that he started to find, he lost the swing. But now the bowler he is proving out to be, he has that economy that he used to possess, and now he's also brought the dead bowling into him. So we have a good bunch of fast bowlers in our team at the moment. So I expect India to do very well in the World Cup, and I wouldn't be surprised to see these two teams playing the final at Motera
Absolutely.
in the T20 World Cup final.
Absolutely, no doubt. I even I won't be surprised to see England and India playing out each other in the finals. Also, I feel that New Zealand, they can also do much good. But once again, England has advantage of playing in India, very recently. Whereas New Zealand,
Yeah.
there are few. I've heard few rumors or bleacher reports. I don't know, but in New Zealand might come in India or India might go in New Zealand. Probably New Zealand might come in India after the World Test Championship is over. Well, it's not yet confirmed. If that happens, New Zealand
Yeah,
can.
exactly. Because I don't. I think only we have the Asia Cup coming up for the for the practice before the World Cup, and I don't think India have a series. So I expect them to play a series before the World T20, because that would be a good match practice.
Absolutely.
So Arid, I would ask a question to you. Like, after we have seen this T20 series, the IPL is coming and it's starting from the 9th of April. Uh, so, which are the positions or the players that you will be focusing or keeping an eye, or the Indian selectors will be keeping an eye on going into the World Cup this year? Like the players, for example, Surya Kumar Yadav, I would say a Natarajan or a Kishan. So, any player that you have in mind who could come into the team or is in the team and might do a brilliant job in this IPL. So, any players, any position particularly?
See, basically, I think if you look at if they are keeping the T20 World Cup in mind, I think the selection, if it's a top 15 or top 16 squad, I think it's more or less all sorted. There are plenty amount of members. And I think there shouldn't be any extra addition. Apart from these guys who has already represented the team, represented India. So, but if you are looking, see, there are a few dilemmas. If you look at Surya Kumar Yadav, Vishan Kishan, these guys haven't yet cemented their positions. If you look at Deepak Chahar or Shardul Thakur almost he has, but still, once again, Deepak Chahar, you can't forget his contribution in the last few years for what he did for India. He really bowled tremendously well. And so, I think there are plenty of options. Again, Navdeep Saini being another one. These are few contenders who might be or might not be included in the T20 World Cup. So for them, I think IPL surely is something which they can count on. They need to perform well. Once again, I feel that Shikhar Dhawan can be the if he really performs well in the IPL, then again selectors will be in dilemma, because Rohit and Shikhar always works very well in the tournaments. In the ICC tournaments, we all are very much aware of it.
And Shikhar Dhawan is the player for ICC tournament.
Absolutely, absolutely, Sonan. So once again, I think it's a very crucial tournament for Shikhar Dhawan too. And yeah, of course, Ishan Kishan, and once again Rahul Tewatia, players like Rahul Tewatia, who didn't get a match to play. For players like, if they play brilliantly, show brilliant all round performances, I think it will be really good. So basically, this is what I feel,
Yeah.
Sonan.
Yeah, a position that I would be looking on as a fan, or I would be expecting the selectors to be looking at, is the spin department for India. We saw two spinners playing for India in this series. We had Chahal and then Chahar, Rahul Chahar and Yuzvendra Chahal. Both of them were very expensive in all the test matches, all the T20 matches. So I like Yuzvendra Chahal. I think he has the smartness to be a T20 bowler. He is very smart as because he has bowled in a for when he plays in the IPL, he bowls in a place that is known for getting hammered throughout the play. But
Absolutely, chin is up.
even though he is one of the most successful spinners in the IPL has ever seen, so when it comes to the spin department, I would love to see Yuzvendra Chahal having a brilliant season, and I would also like to see. I would love to have Guldeep Yadav in the team, who has been selected for the ODI series. I would love to see him in the squad for the ODI series, and then if he does well in the IPL, I expect him to come back to the T20 squad because I believe he's still mystery, which people don't think he does have now because he hasn't been getting a lot of games. He hasn't been getting the chance to prove himself. I believe a few matches here and there would help him get into the team or get into the group better. So IPL is a very crucial thing for Kuldeep Yadav as well as Yuzvendra Chahal. Washington Sundar did a very. He was utilized as the player that we know him for. Like for example, we know Sundar for bowling in the power plays, but he rarely bowled in the power plays throughout the series.
Absolutely.
So over the top of the order might also see a Jadeja coming in the squad, and then we might play three spinners if Kohli plays at the top things. And so there is a lot of things to talk coming into the forward to the World Cup. So if I ask you, Arijit, the bowlers that you will be looking forward towards, the fast bowlers that you will be looking forward to the World Cup, like bowlers that you have been thinking in your mind.
See, fast bowlers, for Jasprit Bumrah, T. Natarajan, Bhuvneshwar Kumar. These three are like they have cemented the permanent spot. I feel, they've cemented this spot in this in the team. And apart from that, I think they could go for two seamers more, or perhaps one seamer. It all depends on the combination they want to have. It could be what are the options I have. We have got a Navdeep Saini, we have got a Shardul Thakur, we have got a Deepak Chahar, and we have got Mohammad Shami, who perhaps I don't think Mohammad Shami will be coming in because he's coming from an injury. He's not playing T20 cricket since the last couple of months. He hasn't been with the international
Arijit,
side.
don't you think T. Natarajan would be a good shout?
Absolutely, I mentioned Sonak. I mentioned T. Natarajan, Jasprit Bumrah, and
Hello?
Bhuvneshwar Kumar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I couldn't hear. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah. No
I'm
problem.
sorry. Sorry, I
Yeah.
couldn't hear. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I,
Go.
I just want to feel if Mohammad Shami goes with a brilliant IPL season, once again the selectors will be in dilemma to pick Shami or not. And But other than that, if we exclude Shami, I think Navdeep Saini, he I really don't think he's gonna be a part of the T20 World Cup because Deepak Chahar and Shardul Thakur has really done well, especially Shardul with his recent performances is surely gonna be. I feel it would be harsh if he's left out from the team. And if they're once again looking for another extra seamer, I think that could be Deepak Chahar. And see, they have got death over bowlers, in the form of Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Jasprit Bumrah, T. Natarajan. They can also come in the middle overs and scalp few wickets. They have who are the new ball bowlers, who can swing around. There's Bhuvneshwar Kumar, there's Deepak Chahar. Shardul has been brilliant with, he can swing a bit with the new ball, and he's been brilliant in the death overs. So I think, basically what I feel is Deepak, Shardul, T. Natarajan, Bumrah, and Bhuvneshwar Kumar. If all these are fit, then these are the five men that are going into the T20 World
Yeah.
Cup. What are your views on it?
Yeah, absolutely, Arijit. I agree with you in this because if you see if we, I believe that I need one good opening bowler in the form of Bhuvaneshwar Kumar. I would love to
Absolutely.
see Bhuvaneshwar Kumar or Jasprit
Deepak Chahar
Bumrah
can be the
start the
backup.
bowling,
Yeah,
and I would expect personally to see Deepak Chahar to be the backup and Washington Sundar opening the bowling with any of the two bowlers that I just mentioned.
absolutely. It all depends on
So
the situation.
as I think T Natarajan, who is a brilliant, I would love to see T Natarajan in the squad because if you know that Zahir Khan are one of the best left-handed fast bowlers, always thinks that a team should always have a left-handed bowling in the team. So
Absolutely,
I
I do
believe T
believe.
Natarajan would be a great addition to this squad with Jasprit Bumrah and T Natarajan to be the two fast bowlers, I believe, for who are I think should be the first selections for the upcoming World Cup with Hardik Pandya as the third seamer.
Absolutely, I think pretty much agree with Sonak on the same page. I truly believe so. And see, Natarajan has done pretty well, and he's been so impressive. And on my podcast, once I have conversed with Biju sir, who was the coach of Natarajan with this for the Sunrisers Hyderabad. I asked him, what is the reason, like what is the special thing, what is the spark that you've seen in T Natarajan, and what he replied is that his ability to bowl Yorkers at will. If he wills, he will bowl the Yorker. He just makes it sure that he bowls the Yorker with perfection. So now you need a player like that in T20 cricket. So obviously T Natarajan has to be there in the team.
Yeah, absolutely, Arjit. So, we should be talking about the two players that debuted in the series for India, that is Ishan Kishan and Surya Kumar Yadav. I felt Surya Kumar Yadav he caught my eye more than Ishan Kishan. Ishan Kishan did a brilliant job. I take no credit away from him, but Surya Kumar Yadav, the gutso that he showed, he's a player that I feel is a sort of Avery Williams who can uh, change his game according to the situation that he's thrown into. He can play those unorthodox shots and can play those brilliant cover drives as well. So can adjust to the situation when he's thrown into that. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Surya Kumar Yadav start for India in the upcoming World Cup because he was fantastic in this series and in the last few years in the IPL as well. What do you think, Arjit? Do you see Surya Kumar Yadav starting for India in this in the World Cup?
Absolutely, Sonak. I do believe that Surya Kumar Yadav should be the man, who should be starting off. Uh, and see, he has done enough. I think, if you look, everyone, every cricket guru or every cricket expert, the pundits, they are saying, Surya Kumar Yadav deserves, Surya Kumar Yadav deserves, and yes, it really is. See, in the last three couple of seasons, IPL seasons, he's played brilliantly. He's performed he scored over 400 runs. In the domestic season, he's scoring, and once he came in the Indian team, right in the first ball, he hits, shuffles across and hits it over fine leg for six to Jofra Archer. That is simply mind blowing. And those, he didn't play any lame shots. All those shots he played was tremendously well. So obviously, Surya Kumar Yadav should be in the team. But once again, I think it will be a tough job. See, I feel that it will be tough job if KL Rahul is opening with Rohit. Then Virat comes at number three. Then Surya Kumar, is he batting at four? Shreyas, where is he going? Is Rishabh Pant in? Where is Hardik Pandya and Ravindra Jadeja going to play? So once again, there's a lot of things to be discussed. And if Rohit and Virat opens, then I think both Shreyas and Surya are going to play. So there's a lot of thinking that needs to be done for the
Yeah. So, Arijit,
management.
Arjit, I understand. Yeah, I'm getting it. I was getting into the ODI series, so we will just sum it up in a short format. So we'll be coming live for the ODI series, I believe, in the next few days. So, Arjit, the ODI squad. I would like to talk about the England squad first because there is no Joe Root, there is no Jofra Archer. So, do you think it should be an easy win for India in the upcoming ODI series, or do you see England still very strong squad without the likes of Joe Root and Jofra Archer?
See, England is a strong squad, but without Joe Root and Jofra Archer, it really will be difficult, especially without Jofra Archer. See, the batting of England is really very good, but if you look at the bowling, Jofra Archer is a lead bowler. He is that commando, who leads that bowling attack. And there are the others, being Mark Wood, Sam Curran, they play the supporting role. This is what I believe. So missing out a Jofra Archer, it will be a really difficult thing. I think England somewhere they are not that full strength bowling attack. They're not that 100% bowling lineup that they used to be without a Jofra Archer. Yes, in the spin department, if the spinners Adil Rashid, Moeen Ali, if they carry on with good form and tries to scalp 5 or 6 wickets in each match, then yes, it will be a different scenario. But once again, you need a good opening bowler, who can disrupt the momentum of the Indian openers. Because we all know how good a top order India team is. They have got a very good top order. So it's always required that you have a good, a commando bowling and lineup, who can lead the bowl, who can lead the attack, and get you 1 or 2 or 3 wickets within the power play. It always, breaks the backbone of the opponent. So I think that is something where England will be lacking. Except I won't underestimate the other bowlers. Tom Curran, Sam Curran, the Curran brothers up there along with Mark Wood. They're really good bowlers. Reece Topley out there, the left armour.
Mark Wood.
Absolutely, Wood was in terrific form. So and
Yeah.
all they also have Ben
Yeah.
Stokes. So and yeah,
Absolutely.
think
He's a bowler who keeps on taking the wickets. Like,
absolutely, Sonak, absolutely.
yeah, he's a bowler who keeps on taking the wickets at the crucial stages. So, coming into the India team, there is a lot of new faces as we see. We have Surya Kumar Yadav for the ODI series. We have uh, we have Krunal Pandya and Prasidh Krishna who are new into the squad. So, do you think Surya Kumar Yadav will be debuting for India in this upcoming series?
I do feel that he could debut. I really do feel that he could debut. See what should be the just trying to jot down the batting lineup. I think Shikhar Dhawan and Rohit Sharma. Shikhar Dhawan might get an opportunity. He it was harsh on seeing that he got only one opportunity, but nothing to do because India wanted to experiment. That's all right if there's everything fine within them. Well, Shikhar, I think Shikhar and Rohit are going to open. One down, it could be Virat Kohli. But number 4, is it Shreyas Iyer or Surya Kumar? I think 4 and 5, it can be Surya Kumar and Shreyas, then Rishabh and Hardik at 6 and 7. So this is what I put in.
Arijit, then there aren't any spinners. I mean, there aren't any keeper in the team, so they have to
Pant.
play a Pant or a KL Rahul.
I mentioned Pant too.
Okay, so then you think four Shreyas or Sky, and
Yeah.
then Pant, Pandya,
Yes,
and
absolutely.
Washington maybe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so this does look a very good squad. So, those, do you think there will be the return of the Kulcha, or do you think they will go with Chahal and Sundar, or Kuldeep and a Sundar, or no Kulcha again for India again in this series as well?
See, I would really love to see Kulcha back once again. It's been long we haven't seen Kulcha, but let's see what if the team can also look for some workload management. Washington Sundar, he's played the India Australia series, he's played the Tests, he's played the ODIs, he's played the T20. Sorry, he's not played the ODIs. I think he's played the T20s against Australia. Against
Yeah,
England,
one T20.
yeah, against England once again he's playing the Test and he's back in the T20 hurdle, and then they've got the IPL and once again World Cup also to come. So I think they can look for a Kulcha. I think there's no harm in looking for how a Kulcha does. Kuldeep would be a great addition to the team. A left arm orthodox, a left arm Chinaman. A Chinaman basically is always good to watch alongside a leg spinner. And they can carry on with two fast bowlers, with Hardik being the third one. Let's see what the management thinks.
Yeah, absolutely, Ajit. Yeah, absolutely. It's up to the management at the end of the day. We are just fans speculating the lineup. So I would put you in the spot and ask you your predictions for the 3-match ODI series. What do you think? India are taking the series 2-1, 2-0, 3-0, or England causing an upset?
I feel it's gonna be a whitewash 3-0 or it will be a 2-1. India winning. I believe.
Okay, India win. So
I
in
believe
the 2-1, I expect India to lose the first match again.
Yeah, absolutely. Once again, yeah, I believe what,
That's been the trend.
yeah, what, Sonak, the other thing I would love to add, you mentioned earlier about Joe Root, Joe Root's absence. An absence of Joe Root, what can cause an absence of Joe Root to the England batting order? If you look, I think Joe Root is that one person who glues the middle order, of England batting lineup. In a 50-over format, you need a player who can play accordingly, play with the situation, find the gaps in tough times when the bowlers are bowling well. So that is something which Joe Root can do. So if there is no Joe Root, someone like a Johnny Barrister or someone like a Owen Morgan needs to do the job for them. Or a Sam Billings.
Yeah, Arijit, a last question before we end this session. So, do you think Owen Morgan is batting way too low in the T20I's, or is Ben Stokes also batting way too low in the England squad? Because if you see that batting lineup, it looks very dangerous in the T20I's. Roy, Butler, Malan, Bairstow, Stokes, Morgan, and Sam Curran to come. Like, that's a ridiculously strong batting lineup. But they weren't being able to perform to the expectations that we expected from a team of that lineup. So, do you think Morgan is sacrificing his position or his favorite position for the team, or Do you think he feels that he should be batting low, or what do you think? What is the issue that's going on with the batting lineup? I feel it isn't clicking the way it should click. Do you understand what I'm trying to
Yeah,
say,
yeah,
Arjun?
absolutely, Sonak. Absolutely, I do understand. See, very well said. I think Kevin Peterson rightly mentioned it. That Johnny Barrister batting at number four is not a very good thing. And Ben Stokes should bat higher up the order. Yeah, I do believe. See, Ben Stokes, if he gets going, he's dangerous. Owen Morgan, if he gets going, he's dangerous. No, these guys, what happens? They were arriving in such a situation. It was a panic and like they need to rush for runs. So, and India was just taking
Yeah,
the advantage. India was just taking that advantage, by some brilliant captaincy, brilliant bowling. So I do believe, yeah, absolutely. We saw Ben Stokes how dangerous he can be at the top of the order. But once again, man, whom at who's like whom will he replace? You see Jason Roy, you see
yeah,
Johnny Barrister,
yeah.
you see Josh
Exactly,
Butler.
exactly, Arjun. Absolutely.
But yeah, there can be one situation. Butler bats down the order, but once again we have seen that Butler as an opener has got a very very good numbers. Then as a finisher.
Yeah, exactly. So
So
my preferred batting lineup for the ODI series, I would love to see Morgan coming back at 4 with Stokes at 5 and Butler at 6. But they don't have David Malan, so I
I think
expect them
Billings
to
can
have a
come in.
number 3 in between.
I think Sam Billings can chip in, or
Yeah,
maybe a
Sam
Liam,
Billings can
or
fit in into
maybe a
that third.
Liam, or maybe they can try and get
Liam
Liam
Livingston, yeah, he had a
Livingston now.
brilliant season with Perth Scorchers.
Absolutely, it was such amazing to watch the
Yeah,
Batman.
yeah, absolutely. So that's it for today, guys. My